What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics issue number 1045, yet another Fear State tie-in. So there's like 3 other Fear State tie-ins I still have to cover for this week. You may or may not see those videos until maybe Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow, which, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I might get like 2 in tonight and then try and get in like 2 like tomorrow, between tomorrow and Friday. At the time I'm trying to record this thing, because I need a little bit more time to let some of those other issues kind of settle in, because I don't like to try and rush a lot of these videos out, like for some. So you might see those like later on in the week, but I do promise I will have all those. And then all that's left is the Omega comic book, which is coming out at the beginning of December. And then we are officially all done with Batman Fear State. So a lot of the stuff with Fear State here, this issue and some of the other ones that kind of tied into the events of it, Task Force Z really didn't. After reading it, I've come to realize, like slightly, but not too much. Catwoman, Harley Quinn, like there's a lot of stuff that feels kind of contradictory of what happened in Tynian's Batman book. This just feels like kind of like, okay, we're just kind of cleaning up a little bit of the aftermath of it. And plus, like, we have this issue which is set like around was like Batman 113 or something like that, based on what it says here. I don't know, like, just, and like there's stuff that just kind of feels like, okay, Batman and Nakano kind of have a bit of an understanding, it seems, at least the start of something by the end of this issue under Tamaki. But if you read like the other Batman books, it feels like there's still that antagonistic side to it, whereas this side, it feels a little bit differently. I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of miscommunication amongst the writers, or perhaps it would have just been best to like not, or to do this stuff like after, like have this arc set fully after Fear State or fully before it, because there's just a little bit too much just going on in terms of Fear State and all the events that tie into it. And there's definitely going to be some inconsistencies when you have so many books that tie into it and you're cramming them all in like a couple month period. So yeah, that's kind of my gripe with this one here. But the positives here is, in terms of the Fear State tie-ins, this one didn't really feel like, when it comes to Fear State, it felt like it didn't really affect Detective Comics as much as, say, something like Nightwing, like completely killing the momentum of that one. This one, at least, it still maintained that Hugh Vile parasite storyline that was infecting Gotham. Like, it's still set around Fear State, but it wasn't as hindered by the event as, like, the book's momentum wasn't hindered as much as some of the other things. And this issue also, once again, was written by Mariko Tamaki with some fantastic artwork by Dan Mora. I don't know, like, Batman just has some of the best artwork in comics right now between Jorge Jimenez and Dan Mora. Like, the art, like, I'm really loving the artwork in Detective Comics. And for the most part, I have enjoyed Detective Comics a lot more than the main Batman book. I think that might even change very soon, because Williamson's coming on, and Williamson seems to be kind of firing on all cylinders right now. His Deathstroke book is pretty fun and entertaining. The Robin book's obviously my favorite, and seems to be a pretty popular one amongst a lot of people. The videos that always get the most views for me are always the Robin ones, probably because I got all the Damian fans in there. But yeah, the Detective Comics stuff, I'm actually really enjoying it. Like I said, I love Dan Mora's artwork. So this time, if you remember the last issue, Batman was there and he revived. So here's the editor's note. This story takes place alongside Batman 113, on sale now, and we just have 117. So story-wise, this is a few months before, or a few issues before where we're at in the main Batman book. So at least I got a sense of where this is at in terms of continuity. So that's good, at least. It's important to have those editor notes. I wish they would have had that like in the other issues. But anyways, so we got the whole Hugh Vile parasite monster thing that's in the sewers right now. Batman had to electrocute Mayor Nakano, and it seemingly was like, did Batman kill this guy? But we know he really didn't. And he brings it back, and there's still this mistrust, but Batman's there to help Nakano through the whole situation. Nakano obviously has a grudge against vigilantes and stuff. Oracle comes into play, and they come across this whole monstrous, disturbing parasite thing. Again, reminds me a bit of Resident Evil, which ironically I did see it. Babs is kind of involved as Oracle, and she lets everyone know, okay, about the situation. There are, and of course, this being Tamaki, everyone always swears a bunch, which is pretty relatable. So, you know, Babs is there as Oracle. One gripe I have right here, and this is very, like, this is where the inconsistencies come into play. Cass, who is wearing a Batgirl's outfit, and we know the whole Batgirl's event is going on. In fact, we had the tie-ins that tied into Fear State saying that they're the Batgirls, they're the Batgirls, they're the Batgirls. She refers to herself as orphan. Why? She's wearing the Batgirl suit. If she was wearing the orphan suit, then yeah, but you're in the Batgirl suit. Why are you dressed as orphan? It makes no sense. So yeah, that's probably just the whole miscommunication with all the different events and books going on right in here. That should have been caught by editorial, though. There's no excuse for that. So yeah, we got Nightwing that there, and then they had the Hugh Vile parasitic monster thing. A lot of horror vibes with this thing. Reminds me of Resident Evil, which I did go see the new movie the other night. And yeah, like I said, Dan Mora's artwork is spectacular. Eventually, they're able to kind of overcome this whole thing, stop the whole infection monster. Batman and Nakano kind of work together. And perhaps there's going to be a bit of a new type of dynamic going on here, kind of like Batman and Gordon had, but maybe Nakano's opinions towards masks is starting to change, although you wouldn't really get that based on so much of what happened in the main Batman book, because Nakano realized he made some mistakes with the Magistrate and a lot of things that he does want to make up for. He wants to make the city a better place, and perhaps like he's going to kind of come around to, you know, what's going on with Batman and everyone else there. But it's going to be kind of a case-by-case basis. So yeah, so the Magistrate are sent off and done their own thing. Nakano seems to be changing his tune a little bit, and we've got some great artwork from Dan Mora here. So yeah, overall consensus, like I said, Detective Comics wasn't as affected by Fear State as much as some of the other stuff per se. Like, it didn't kill the momentum of it. I think it still handled things pretty well, all things considered. Also, there is a backup storyline going on here. It was Batman at Arkham Tower with the whole zombie looking people, the whole fear toxins in there. It's basically kind of like an issue or a portion that's trying to play around like the fate of Arkham Tower. Are they going to destroy it or something? Batman and this other person have a misunderstanding, and towards the end of the section he runs into Harley Quinn. So yeah, this backup was written by Stephanie Phillips. David Lapham was on art, Trish Mulville with the colors, and Rob Lay letterers, and all that other stuff going on here. So yeah, that's this portion in a nutshell. All things considered, the backup is just kind of okay. I kind of forgot about what was about the backup entirely based on the previous issue of Detective Comics. There's so many comics that are running alongside each other. It's kind of tough to kind of keep up with everything. But Detective Comics, for the most part, is still maintaining its momentum. I actually have genuinely been enjoying Detective Comics, all things considered, since the Tamaki run has begun. I've said this consistently. I think it is better than the main Batman book. And although who the better artist is another story, because I have a bias in a way towards Jorge Jimenez, given he did Super Sons, and his style is quite different from Dan Mora's, but Dan Mora's art is just so freaking good, and it's one of the main things that I like reading about in the current Detective Comics run. So we got some good art, at least in the two main Batman books right now, and I'm excited to see what Williamson's going to be doing when he takes over Batman from Tynion next month. And I know Tamaki's going to be writing a lot of stuff for Batman. I believe Batman's going to be once a month for a short time being, because Williamson simply has too many issues to be working on. I hope he doesn't spread himself too thin, because sometimes when you're writing so many things at once, the quality in books can kind of dwindle a bit. But Williamson's only going to be writing Batman, Robin, I think Deathstroke, and then a Justice League book and maybe something else, but only time will tell. So anyways, if you got a chance to read Detective Comics 1045, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. If I don't post anything else tonight, I hope everybody has a very happy Thanksgiving, and go eat some fucking turkey. Turkey is the shit, and if you don't eat turkey, then just eat food you really like and have a really nice day. All right, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.